Good day to you people. My name is Mohit and guys, welcome to part 2 of creating shapes only with Actionscript. Alright guys, right now what you see on the screen is a stage which is the usual size 550 by 400 pixels, and on the stage I have placed centrally two buttons. And notice out here that the instance names of these buttons are btn1 and btn2 respectively. Alright guys, I'm not going to show you how to make a button. It's not such a basic tutorial. You should know how to make a button. Alright, so I'm presuming you know working with symbols and converting shapes to movie clips, graphic symbols and buttons, etc, etc. Okay, so these two buttons, btn1 and btn2, when we actually check them after hitting Control Enter on my keyboard guys to test the movie, okay, let's see what happens. The moment I hover over any of these buttons, button 1 or button 2, guys, you can actually see a nice border, a green colored border being thrown all around the button. And the same happens with the other button btn2 as well. Guys, both these borders have actually been created purely through Actionscript. Alright, so in the earlier tutorial, the part 1 that is, actually showed you how to draw circles. Alright, and guys, these circles had a few parameters like the line stroke, the thickness of the line stroke, the color of the line stroke, the x and the y coordinates where the circle had to begin, as well as the radius. Now out here we've used the DrawRect method of the graphics class. Guys, let me first open up the actions panel and then let me explain how this actually works. Alright, okay guys, notice out here whether it's btn1 or btn2, I've added event listeners of the type mouse over, and once the buttons are moused over, a function called pick handler is executed, whether it's btn1 or btn2. I've also attached event listeners to btn1 and btn2, but of the type mouse out. So when somebody takes the mouse off the buttons, and a function called pick handler underscore out is executed. Okay, so let's understand what exactly is there in these functions pick handler and pick handler out. And guys, whatever confusion was left in part number 1, because I'd actually gone through the explanation of the Actionscript a little fast, should be more or less clear now. Okay, if it still isn't clear guys, we have yet another tutorial coming up, part 3, in which I'll be talking about the move to, line to and curve to methods, which I'll not be covering out here. This tutorial will be covering the draw rect and the draw round rect to create rectangles and rounded rectangles purely through Actionscript. That's all that this tutorial covers. The next part, the third and the final part, will show you how to use the move to, line to and curve to methods of the graphics class. Here we'll be using the draw rect and draw round rect methods of the classic the graphics class only. Alright, cool. Now let's check what exactly the function pick handler does. Right guys, I'm sure you understand it's a lot of common sense that whatever graphics you make would have a line stroke, okay, for which we use the line style method of the graphics class guys, and obviously it will have a fill, which we are not actually making use of right now. Okay, now according to Actionscript 3, the line style method of the graphics class usually needs at least one parameter, usually two. The first parameter guys out here is 8. So basically I'm telling Flash that please use a line stroke or a line thickness of 8 pixels, and also ensure that the color is a 90FF00, which is that bright nice green color. Okay, so I've used two parameters out here. and they are the stroke thickness and the stroke color, using the line style method of the graphics class. So basically the graphic that is being drawn, guys, will use a 8 px thick line style or stroke, as we usually refer it to. Okay, now guys, this is how you actually use the draw rect method of the graphics class. Now the name is self-explanatory, guys. It will draw a rectangle, and obviously if it is a rectangle, it will need 4 parameters. Okay, namely the x and the y coordinates, exactly where the rectangle should start. You should also pass in width and the height of the rectangle being drawn. That's pretty plain and simple to understand, guys. That's very basic, that you would actually need x, y, width and height for the rectangle being drawn. And guys, notice what I've done out here is, for the x coordinate, I'm using the event.target.x property. And what this does is, the event is a mouse over event, and the target is either btn1 or btn2, and the x is either the x of the btn1 or the x of btn2. So event.target actually works like the master key, guys. Okay, similarly the y coordinate I've substituted with event.target.y. So basically the y coordinate of the event, which is the mouse over, the target is either btn1 or btn2, and so event.target.x, event.target.y for the x and y coordinates, the 2 parameters, and for the width and the height, I'm saying that event.target.width and event.target.height. So guys, event.target actually implies or means btn1 or btn2, but if you have multiple buttons, if you have 10 buttons, it's it can be substituted for btn1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. So you can actually not use the instance name, but instead use the event.target property, right? The event could be a mouse out, mouse over, a mouse click, mouse double click, roll over, roll out, whatever. Okay, that's the event, and the target is btn1, btn2, mc1, mc2, movie clip 1, movie clip 2, movie clip underscore 1, movie clip underscore 2. That's the target, right? So this is like a generalized way of calling them without using the instance names. Cool. Okay, so I've passed in the 4 parameters, namely x, y coordinates, width and the height of the respective buttons. I've just used 2 buttons, guys. You should feel free to use as many as that can fit on the stage. Okay, and since we have a pick handler function, a mouse over function, we need to have a mouse out function as well, a corresponding, because when you hover off, when you take your pointer off the buttons, you need to have the corresponding picture handler out event as well, and all that does is it clears the graphics that have been drawn. And the graphic that was drawn was through the draw rect method of the graphics class, was a nice a glowing kind of a rectangle, and I'm clearing it out on a mouse out, right? So let me show you a published preview, guys. Here goes, control enter. So guys, no matter whether I'm hovering over button 1 or hovering over button 2, I'm getting that nice easy simple rectangle. Cool. And guys, just in case you wanted to see how the draw round rect works, let me just replace the draw rect with the draw round rect. Okay, that's all that you need to change. RUND, round rect, method of the graphics class, but you need to pass in one more parameter, guys, and that one extra parameter is the ellipse width. Okay, you can have 2 parameters for ellipse width and ellipse height, but if you just pass in one, that ensures that it is used for both the ellipse height and the width. It's okay to pass in just one. I'll just pass in the roundness. Basically, this number 20 pixels is for the roundness, the ellipse width and the ellipse height together. I can say 20, or I can simply say 20. Will mean that it will be used up both for the ellipse height and the ellipse width respectively. Okay, and also, guys, let me just increase the line thickness from a 8 to a 10. Okay, hit control enter to test, and let's see what will happen now. Okay, guys, have a look out here that the rectangle is actually now a rounded rectangle. See the corners, guys, they are a little different from what they were a while ago. Okay, so guys, this tutorial has shown you the draw rect method, the draw round rect method of the graphics class, guys. Also, we have seen with the draw round rect method, we need to pass in either 1 or 2 extra parameters. Okay, I can pass in 20 and then maybe let's say a 10 out here. Let's have a look now. So the corners are a little different now. Okay, the ellipse width and the ellipse height are now different. If I just put one number out here, it will be used up for both the height and the width, the ellipse width and the height together. Okay, anyways, guys, so in part number 3 I'll be talking about the draw the move to, the line to, and the curve to methods of the graphics class. So guys, I hope you liked this tutorial, enjoyed it, learned from it, and I hope to see you very soon in part number 3 of creating shapes through Flash and Actionscript 3, purely through Actionscript 3. I'll see you very soon, guys. Till then, enjoy. Bye bye. Peace.